business, everyone have access to all of the opportunities, all of the initiatives of the government, irrespective of age, gender, creed, color, or race. Now, I'm not saying that it's perfect. I'm not saying that we've got all the issues right, but I'm saying in the main, the kind of governance that we have found that the PNM has been able to provide Trinidad and Tobago really is second to none as compared to our Caribbean neighbors, even on the international scene. And I have no reservation in making such a pronouncement because I'm very confident in the government's vision to make Trinidad and Tobago a developed society by 2020. And I also would say that 2020 may come and may go, and a lot of things may not have been completed. A lot of the strategic objectives may not have been met. But based on its current program of activities and its agenda for Trinidad and Tobago, I'm very confident that the place that we will be at in 2020 is a place for which we will be very proud. And the PNM boasts 54 years as a party in Trinidad and Tobago. And, you know, Mr. Manning would have been able to take the mantle up as leader post 1986 election. And to this point in time, his leadership would have really provided Trinidad and Tobago with a platform on a launch pad that really and truly has allowed the country to move into another level in terms of its development. If by 2020 it requires a new team and a new body of people to take it to another level, the PNM as an institution, that living organization, has structure and arrangements that will afford for the continuity of not only the political party, but for the security and future safety of Trinidad and Tobago in context of its leadership and its members, and that overarching vision that seeks to promote the national community and the national good. And I'm very confident it could afford us another 25 years, another 50 years, which we can all be proud of as members of the PNM and be very proud of any future Trinidad and Tobago. You know, people are sometimes very uneasy about development and about change, but it's very important. And I would want to encourage all of our young people and all of our citizens to take time out and to carefully consider where we are at as a country, what are the opportunities that are available in our society, and what the government agenda for the people, its citizen, really speaks to. And you will find a situation in which right now, if I were to look at transportation, we can say it's subsidized. When you look at transportation in terms of airfare, it's subsidized to Tobago or Sister Island. By sea, it's subsidized to Tobago on the fast ferry. Internally, on the water taxi, that too is subsidized. There's an increase in bus services and the bus transportation fleet, and that too is subsidized. And I would probably pause just in that sector of the transportation arena. Let's look at education. It's easy to say too, in discussing education and even all of the components of the government's agenda, that we pay almost half price for everything in this country. And I mean, it's a serious issue, and sometimes one wonders what it is more the government needs to do that it has not yet done. And therefore, in pondering, I ask us to really and truly ask ourselves those questions. But in education, at the primary school level, I mean, there's rental book programs in the primary school. You move into secondary school, there's also rental book up to Form 3. But then there's also book grants for Form 4 and lower 6. But not to mention school transportation services for families that cannot afford transportation services for their children back and forth to school. And then you look at tertiary level education opportunities, it's vast. You literally go into school and pursuing a higher university education up to even the PhD level, free, and even in some instances you subsidize to the point you pay 50%. And then we look at the tech VOC areas, white tech, must, high, young people in agriculture apprenticeship program. CCC and the wide array of technical vocational educational opportunities that are available, young people can literally choose their career path and literally be afforded the opportunity to be anything that they wish. To the point that the program pays you to learn and affords you a stipend. To the point that you can even use that stipend to travel, to advance yourself in some other area, and that is education. But then look at our fuel in adding to the question in regards to transportation. Fuel is subsidized to the tune of $2 billion annually. We don't pay the real cost for fuel in Trinidad and Tobago as is obtained in a lot of the other countries, and that is another important factor. But on the question of food prices, consecutively for the last 5 years, the government would have reduced the taxes and removed VAT on a lot of basic food items. And that is a reality. So when the government would have done that, we now look at the other opportunity in the social sector network. If you have a socially challenged situation in terms of your income in your home, there is a smart card. Then there's been a consistent increase over the last 4 years in disability grant, in senior citizens grant, in the public assistance grant, all for destitute and indigent poor families that affords them the opportunity to have access. And it treats with that area of social needs. But then again, I could go further. I could go further to now talk about the home improvement grant that you get and the matching corresponding home improvement grant, and the fact that government housing is also subsidized in excess of $2 billion in Trinidad and Tobago. And added to that is the fact that the government would have built in excess of 26,000 houses in Trinidad and Tobago. We have not yet gotten houses for everybody, but the fact that this government could construct 26,000 houses tells me that its intent towards its citizens are in fact very honorable. And I can really go on and on in terms of preaching the opportunities and laying out before us a lot of things that the government has done, a lot of the plans, but all of what I've just mentioned there, everybody actually are in fact benefited. And therefore, I really want to zero on the fact that this is just one of many areas in which the government is distributing the national wealth and resources of the oil and the gas to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. I want to make a final point in that regard, because I didn't talk about the component for opportunities for small business and entrepreneurship. And there's been a consistent increase in development on government's newest initiative in regards to NEDCO and the business development system that affords people to get involved in business. And there's been a consistent increase in the number of companies that were registered at the Legal Affairs Registry over the last 3 years. And that speaks to the fact that the government has made a policy that says contracts 1 million and under in that period would have gone to small and local contractors. It is now shifted to the point that contracts 5 million and under will go to small and local people. And it means that the government is sharing up its national resources and pie among the citizens. It is also mandated all of the special purpose state enterprises